Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 Remastered has definitely brought back our nostalgic memories in a whole new way. If you played the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, then I'm sure you'll absolutely love this remaster. Vicarious Visions has really put so much love and care in this remaster. It's not just a copy with sharper graphics like the HD remake from the PS3, but an actual recreated from the ground up, like in School 2, where the buildings have completely new textures, with the level set in the evening, giving you that beautiful new look to the level with the dust effect in the distance and reflective lightings in the water puddles, with other levels having slight changes as well, like on Venice Beach being set in the evening with the sunset shining through, reflecting off the buildings to make full advantage of today's graphics abilities to give the objects more of a unique real life look, especially with the walls and ramps having amazing detailed graffitis on them. The HD remake did try to remake the look of a lot of the levels, but just couldn't make them stand out enough, but thankfully 1 and 2 definitely have done that. Especially we're working on every single texture with a lot of buildings and ramps completely different, and having lighting shining off the ground, puddles and buildings, and adding extra textures to make the levels look more than just a remaster. Like for example the LED coloured lighting in the secret area in the hangar, with the floor looking like it just been cleaned and not just a plain boring texture. When starting the game, you're presented with Skate Tour mode, multiplayer mode and Crater Park mode. Skate Tour mode is where you can choose to play the original first or second game, or the third option being ranked and free skate, where you can play through each level from both games without even needing to unlock them, which I think is really nice if you just want to try out your skills and practice massive combos, thanks to Reaver and Spine Transfer, as this is making a comeback. Even though this was only announced in the third game, Tony Hawk's himself loved the feature so much, he said he wanted this feature to remain in the remaster. As well, there are plenty more tricks from the later games. You can find these and what buttons they are assigned to, as well as assigning new buttons to new tricks and new specials from the pause menu. There is also a whole new bunch of existing and new skaters, with the bonus of being able to create your own skater. Each skater, including your created one, also has an optional set of side challenges you can complete as well. There's also amazing animated NPCs in the levels, like the alien in the last level of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, or the crazy drivers in School 2 or in New York City. This is where I think Vicarious Visions has done an amazing job on making the game exciting by making the animations wacky and revoicing actors when needed, like the drivers calling out remarks when being hit by them. Challenges in the game are basically the same as the originals, but are definitely ones that don't get old. And if you want something new, there's of course Crater Park mode, which is always the place to go to create unique parks with big ramps and rails to grind. Unlike Pro Skater 5, where you can build in pre-made parks, it's basically just like the original, where you're left with an empty sandbox level to place your objects down where you want to, but with now being able to customize the ramps and grind rails with more material styles and colours, as well as being able to publish your park online for others to play. In the array of other objects to place down, there isn't that much, but then I've always thought Crater Park mode was personally only good for placing ramps, half pipes, bowls and rails where you want. Now being able to customize the objects is a really good thought out feature, and the developers have already published their own created parks to show the power of the new editor, and personally playing these levels is just as good. In online multiplayer you can just play free skate to see who will get the highest score in the standard time of 2 minutes. with also choosing a lobby with different levels and modes, from score challenge to combo challenge to trick attack to combo mombo or graffiti being picked randomly. I really enjoy these remastered games getting online support like with Crash Team Racing did, as you can relive your childhood games with others challenging you, especially with being able to get the biggest combo or score, or my favourite as a child, who can graffiti the most stuff in 2 minutes. As well as this, there is also classic split screen mode, and at least with these new Tony Hawk's games you can actually choose when you want to play online. Unlike with Pro Skater 5, you had to always be on an online lobby. Tony renewed his license with Activision, who got Vicarious Visions to work on the game, as they have the original Neversoft coding from the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, hence why the gameplay feels more like the original game controls. And because of this, and already having the revert and spine transfers in the game, as well as other new tricks and specials, I can easily see later remasters of the later Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, or an added DLC of Pro Skater 3 added in the future, but for now this definitely is a remaster that I will keep on coming back to thanks to the online multiplayer and Creator Park mode. In addition to all of this, the soundtrack is absolutely amazing with a whole bunch of new songs. You can listen to this on Spotify as well as on the game. You can also customize the playlist and just select the songs that you want to listen to. This game is definitely the best remastered game we have seen, as it really does look like a whole new game in its own way, but not too much different, so players will know the game controls and levels, and will be one of these games that will not get old.